What is the most precious thing in life? How to live? It is often said that life turned out well. Searching for that momentary moment, we contemplate who is wise and how we can say that we lived well. The most valuable thing in our life is not a social position or possession of command. It's about knowing who we are, he said. Today, I will introduce 3 wisdoms you need to gain insight into life, with the belief that the answer to life is within you. You have answered the following 3 questions yourself. I hope you change your life from today. What is the most precious thing in life? Once upon a time in a certain country, the king ruled the country with virtue. However, a long unanswered question lingered in the corner of his heart. The king asked his close servants, "What is the most precious thing in the world?" But none of them gave him a satisfactory answer. So one day, the king went to visit the wise man who was living buried in the early night. Jinhee replied, "The most important time in this world is the present, and the most important person is the person I am facing right now. And the most important thing in this world is to do good to those around me right now." It's from Tolstoy's 3 Questions to Us. It refers to a jewel that is too precious to be put on a price. The sunlight we have, the air and water we breathe are also treasures. Sunlight, air, and water are always with us. So is the love of our parents. But the things we take for granted every day, being with us all the time, is the most precious thing. Therefore, it can be said that being grateful for all the circumstances that you are facing, cherishing the things that are taken for granted, and being faithful to the life that is now given is the first step to living the best life. What choice should I make? There was a man who worked on a rural farm in America. Today, they headed to the train station, determined to start a new life in the wider world. One person bought a ticket to New York, and the other bought a ticket to Boston, and waited for the train to come. But by chance, I overheard the conversations of the people sitting next to me. New Yorkers are sterile and weak, so they teach them the way and get paid. If you can find a job, you won't starve to death. But the person who bought the ticket to Boston thought the opposite. I'm going to New York. If I could make money just by teaching them the way, I'd get rich quickly. So the two decided to exchange tickets for each other. Their destination was changed by choice in such a moment. The person who arrived in Boston easily adapted to the new environment. When I was hungry, I filled it up by begging for passers-by. He felt he had made the right choice too, as he could have been more comfortable doing nothing. Uncle, the man going to New York had to adapt to a barbaric environment where, as expected, he had no one to help him. As he got off the train and headed towards the station square, a beggar approached him. The beggar with a sad expression raises his hand and asked for help. I couldn't help but be surprised to see the beggar's face, because the beggar is the same friend who exchanged train tickets with him years ago. As the existentialist thinker Sartre said, "We are what we choose." Human beings live by choosing from birth to death. Life is a series of choices. I pray that the choices we make in the moment will influence our whole life. Which choice the child makes is at his own will. Can you see the stars by looking at the sky? A young child is holding an apple in both hands. Mom asks her child to only get one. The child hesitates for a moment and takes one bite of the apple, then quickly took the other apple and put his hand down to the mother with an angry expression. "Mom, this is sweeter." Have you ever been able to predict and decide easily just by looking at your actions? The child didn't want to give an apple, but he wanted to give his mother a more delicious apple. A person who is obsessed with conviction reflects on it, even if it turns out that it is wrong. Therefore, you need to train your brain so as not to make the mistake of making hasty decisions by looking at just one thing. It is important to recognize and respect the value of a business that counts in October. If I summarize today's video, I am thankful for all the circumstances I am currently doing, and it is to have good influence on the people around me. Trying to make choices that can grow us in every moment by becoming a person who can see deeply and broadly, so as not to fall into prejudice and self-righteousness, we can live life upright. Here, I will introduce 3 keywords to live a good life. First keyword, a habit is a habit. When I was 3 years old, my habit goes up to 80. As the saying goes, behaviors that have been learned for a long time are hard to shake off. It is no exaggeration to say that habit is everything in life. Habit makes life. Let go of bad habits and create good habits. Second keyword, the bowl is the influence. A metaphor for the ability to do something. Just as a bigger bowl can hold more food, you need to increase your influence to become a big person. How big is your bowl? Please check yourself and grow your influence. Third keyword, a role is a role. Says the excuse given to you. Life can be said to be a role play. Being faithful in life means being faithful to the role entrusted to you. Life is more about how you use it than how you look or dress. Today, I had time to think about the 3 questions you need to answer yourself to change your life. We who live in a brief moment are too greedy. We must not dwell on everything that wastes our life. We must not just search for the answer as if there is an answer in life. You have your own way that no one can compare and price. Based on the idea that the answer in life is always within me, I hope that you will read through it. Make a decision and act so that you can change yourself in every moment. You need to take the time and effort to truly know yourself, realize your shortcomings, and make positive changes. By referring to today's video, I hope you all become happy winners in life who can answer, I am living well now, I can live well in the future, and I have lived well. The color blooms. We wish you success and happiness.